blessed. Wake up thanking God, he showed me how to reinvest. All this stress, I was giving game to you peons from the gate. Use my own self as examples. I live raw and never hate.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Today is Monday Motivation, and we're going to be talking about not allowing comments to break or make you shake in who you are. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because there's been two interesting things that I've seen that happen over the week. Well, actually, there's been a couple. Really surprising. We had the issue with Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels. Then we had the situation with Ryan Davis when he was talking with Shannon Sharpe. And then we have the situation with Clarissa Shields calling in to a YouTube Live and trying to act like she was somebody else, but then messed up and shown it was actually her trying to defend herself in this particular situation where people were talking about her. And like, taxes, she owes money, she's broke, so on and so forth, right? And I realize one of the things when you're in this internet world, no matter what social media platform you're on, whether you're on these streamer sites, whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Kick, Twitch, and many of the others, you cannot allow people you have never met define who you are, because people's opinions are what they are. They're opinions, whether they met you directly or if they haven't, because sometimes you may meet somebody on a bad day and that becomes what they view you as. So you can't allow these things to dictate who you are as an individual. And with Ryan Davis speaking, now that, mind you, when these people go on Shannon Sharpe's show, this is not a 10-minute clip of conversation. We're talking about an hour plus at the minimum. Some of them go 3 hours. And he spoke about his daughter and how she is towards him now versus previously. And the comments now have been chewing this dude up. Oh, what do you think she's supposed to do as a kid? She's going to always ask you for money. He was trying to explain something in the concept of, as a father, this child used to be like, daddy, 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 just because I was their father. Now it's give me stuff, not calling her a quote unquote gold digger, as a lot of people have been using, but in the concept of, hey, this is the relationship that has come to be all of a sudden. And it hurt my feelings because I used to be daddy, daddy, daddy. Now I'm not. And it hurt my heart a little bit. Now, is he saying that's just who she is, or he's not educating that? He's talking about a moment and a feeling about how he felt. And I'm telling you, these people online have been chewing him up, eating him for breakfast. And that's when I realized, just in the comments, because I haven't even watched the video yet. I got to watch the video just so I can get more of an understanding. But what I gathered from it is that women that were commenting have no concept of what it is to be a father and what it means, especially if you're not in the house 24/7. This man is a comedian who's on the road majority of the time, because why? He has to get the money to provide for this family that he doesn't live with on a regular. Then with Clarissa Shields, you know, she spends a lot of time, and this is what I'm telling you, you content create all you want, but do not allow these comments to affect you, because I noticed something about her. She's not only a fighter in the ring, but she's a fighter 24/7. She's going to fight to defend her name. She's going to fight to defend her image. She's just going to fight. But that's how she grew up. I actually watched her documentaries prior to the movie, just learning about her back in the day when she won her second Olympic gold medal. And her upbringing was horrible from what I remember. No person on this planet would be able to survive under those certain things like she has. She is a very unique individual, because I'm telling you, the stuff she went through, none of you would pay for that to get to where she's at now. You wouldn't pay $1,000 for that upbringing to then make millions later. You wouldn't do it because it was horrible. You understand? And then with the Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels, I've been seeing comments fly from that. I watched the video, I had my opinions. I'm not really going to jump on that, but I've seen Anton speak afterwards, and he was like, I'm winning on the metrics, on views, subscriptions. I'm winning everywhere. Even though people do believe both of them lost, things like that. So my comment to anybody that's watching this is, do not let the comments define you, because no one's going to see it the same way you do, because no one has the same exact experience that you do. Everything is interpreted differently. You hope you have people on your team, which does happen. And then you hope people are understanding. You hope people have an ability to see things from outside of their own eyes, right? But for you as an individual, if you're wanting to content create, you don't have to defend everything. You don't have to argue everything. You don't have to fight everything. You don't even have to look at the comments. Honestly, make the video and dip off. I look at them because I know if when I respond, it does help the metric and the algorithm keep pushing. But realistically, I don't really have to look at them. I can just drop it, boom, drop it, boom. But typically, that's what happens when you blow up heavy. Are you really the person looking at the comments? Do you have a team that you hire that can then do the work? Because that typically is what happens. You know, you'll see a lot of streamers, you're not really talking to them. You're talking to somebody they hired to do all the typing and dealing with that, because they can deal with the 24/7 and the conversations that doesn't really emotionally affect them. They're just like, man, let me respond to this, boom, boom, because I'm getting paid. Whereas the content creator is taking it personally because, hey, this is the stuff I made, I pushed out, I worked hard to make. So that's why I say don't take the negative comments to heart, or even a positive. Respect it. Hey, cool. Appreciate you responding. Have a good one. And go about your day, because regardless of anything, you can only control you. You cannot control any other human being in this world, whatever they say, all of that, because everybody is behind a wall where they can type anonymously, even if they have their face, all of that stuff. Unless you're dealing with some super hackers, they're not going to find your address, and you're not going to find theirs, unless you're just that embedded and emotionally compromised to where you're going to be like, I'm going to find out who they are and I'm going to show up at their door. Because guess what's going to happen? The moment they see you, they're not going to have the same energy. It's just the truth. So why waste the time that you have on this planet involving yourself in things that really don't matter down the line? These people that are commenting now more than likely won't remember what they said a month later, because you have trolls that just do this for a living. They just go out of their way to make other people miserable because they may not be happy with themselves. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. And why spend time being miserable with some energy they put out there, hoping that you give the same back so they can feel vindicated in what they did? You know what I mean? So, for Monday Motivation, for all you content creators or people who want to get into this thing, do not let random people affect your mood. You don't have to defend yourself to everything. Even weird allegations, you don't have to. That's why you're starting to see a lot of people get sued, because if it's not true, people making it up, you're starting to see people be like, you're going to have to pay out of pocket for this now. Now, you can take that route, but you'll be told a lot of these people that are doing that don't have money to pay it. You can prove that they lied. You can prove that they made it up. You can prove all of this stuff that they're talking about isn't legit. And guess what? They'll never get the money because they're broke. You know what I mean? They always say you're not making it big until you have haters. But realistically, what is big? Who wants famous is cool. Being infamous is cool. But regardless of anything, you can have both of those and not make no money and still be miserable. So the goal is to push and do things that make you feel better and avoid as much negativity as you can, because it will be cost effective to your own health. So that's all I'm saying. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody? Peace.